with ADR, GDR, Global Depository Receipt. So when I said Global Depository Receipt, what is Global Depository Receipt? What are the features of Global Depository Receipt? What are the steps in issuing Global Depository Receipts, and who are the parties involved in the issue of Global Depository Receipt? What actually is this Global Depository Receipt? A Global Depository Receipt is a certificate issued by the depository bank, which purchases the shares of foreign companies. Like we said, if a company wants to raise equity capital from a foreign land, it has to issue it to the investors in the form of depository receipts. Each depository receipts represent a certain number of equity shares. Like I said, 1 GDR may be equal to 5 shares or 10 shares, right? If the GDR issue is done in America, it is called as American Depository Receipt. And if it is done elsewhere, it is called as Global Depository Receipt. And specific names would be IDR, International Depository Receipt, which is issued in European land, and EDR, again issued in European land. So now we'll just have a recap of the features of GDR. A GDR holder does not have voting right. Just like an equity shareholder has the right to vote, the number of votes equal to the number of shares he holds. Here the GDR holder does not have any right to vote in the company. And then we also said that any proceeds collected in the form of foreign currency by issuing GDR, you cannot use it in the local land. You will have to use it for foreign projects or for settlement of foreign currency debts that you have. And also we said that exchange risk is lower because these funds are not going to be brought back to the homeland. So there is no conversion happening. It is going to be issued there, the capital is raised in that country's currency, and it is spent there itself or used for settling foreign loans. And apart from that, GDRs get listed at Luxembourg Stock Exchange, and also they are traded in 2 other places, maybe in New York Stock Exchange, etc. Right? We also have over-the-counter market or even on private placement in USA. Now, any investor who wants to cancel the GDR can do so, but then it has to be advised by the depository, and also that there has to be a request made, and it has to go through a cooling period of 45 days. As I told you, the depository receipt will be withdrawn by the depository and it will be passed on to the company. Company will pass the proceeds on, which will be passed on to the investors in turn. So this process will take around 45 days. Apart from that, we also said that marketing of GDR is done by underwriters. They organize roadshows. Roadshows are technical names of jargons as we use for marketing the shows by making presentations and by talking about the issue to people, brokers, etc. So now coming to the parties involved, we said lead managers. Lead managers could be an investor, could be an investment bank, right? And they are responsible for collecting the process, collecting the forms, evaluating the information about the company and documentation, and helping the people understand the prospects of the company in the land, potential of the industry, etc. Also, depository. Depository is an institution which is going to convert all the physical holdings in electronic form. So this depository bank in USA is going to be helping in stock transfer process. As I told you, all the shares are electronically converted into converted as credit into the company, and these shares are going to be converted to depository receipts. Each depository receipt represents a certain number of equity shares. And also they are issued to the investors in the form of depository receipts. Then we said custodian is appointed by the depository. Please remember, company appoints the lead manager, company appoints the depository, company appoints the collecting bank, company appoints the depository, but who in turn appoints the custodian. Therefore, company appoints everybody else except custodian. Custodian is appointed by the depository, that is appointed by the company, issuing company. So this custodian has to keep all the securities. It has to collect the dividends also for to be paid to the investor from the issuing company. These are certain security related things that the custodian does. It's a responsibility of the custodian to perform these activities. And clearing system, as I said, whoever has purchased the receipt has to reach him. Clearing system is responsible for this. Right? Now coming to, we saw the steps also. We will proceed further. I told you, if the depository receipt is issued in America and the capital is raised, then we call it as an American depository receipt. And as I mentioned to you earlier, a depository receipt represents a certain number of equity shares. So each single equity share is called as American depository share. The moment the issuing company surrenders the equity shares to the depository, they are credited into the company's account in the form of American depository shares, which are then later converted to depository receipts. What are the different types of ADR? I basically have two types. I'll just make an annotation here, kindly note. Two types of ADRs. I have sponsored, unsponsored, right? I have sponsored and unsponsored types of ADRs here. So when I say sponsored ADR, I'll first talk about unsponsored ADR. Unsponsored ADRs, wherein if a company wants to issue equity shares and raise capital, what will it do? It will reach the foreign land. But here in this case, what happens in the case of unsponsored ADR, there is no formal agreement between the issuing company and the custodian bank, depository, etc. So what actually happens is brokers purchase the shares of the company in bulk, and then they are going to appoint a depository in the foreign land and they are going to issue it. They are going to appoint the depository there and they are going to raise the capital, in the sense उनके हाथ के जो shares है वो बेच के capital लाएंगे. So company is not actually directly involved, but this kind of ADR is now completely banned. It is not allowed anymore. So we have only the sponsored ADR type. Under sponsored ADR also we have four different levels of ADRs. Do you understand what is unsponsored ADR? Wherein the company, issuing company and the depository or custodian, they do not have any kind of formal agreement. It can even be so a case where brokers purchase the shares of that company in bulk and then appoint a depository in the foreign land and then sell their shares through this. This may also be the case, but then this is of late banned. It is not, it is prohibited. Let me put it this way. It is prohibited because there were a lot of hidden fees and it was not, things were not transparent, etc. So they will be, and if at all there is an unsponsored ADR if at all there is an unsponsored area, they were under level 1 depository receipts. Now we will see what are level 1 depository receipts. Actually, there are 4 levels of depository receipts that are issued and capital is raised, right? Level 1 is the lowest level, wherein a company is going to issue sponsored shares. In the sense, issuing company has a formal agreement and it has designated a depository. In the sense, it has appointed a depository as its transfer agent. And here what happens is, it is issued through over-the-counter exchange. In the sense, lowest level of capital raising also. Apart from that, not many formalities need to be followed, and accounting process also, they need not follow the US GAAP. GAAP means generally accepted accounting principles. Like we have generally accepted accounting principles of US, wherein everything has to be done according to their requirement. All your accounting disclosures will have to be done according to their way of accounting also. And then when you talk about this, it is just an Indian company going and trading their shares over the counter, wherein depository receipt is issued against them to the investor. They need not get listed in any of the exchanges. Are you able to follow? Any company can upgrade its depository levels to level 2 or 3 program also. So can we see what are level 2, level 3? Level 1, I repeat, it is an over-the-counter instrument where the issuing company goes to a foreign country, raises capital by appointing a depository as its transfer agent, and it is going to be issuing depository receipts to the investors there. They do not have to follow all the disclosure rules. They do not have to report their accounting using US GAAP. This is what is level 1. They don't even have to get listed with an exchange. So now coming to level 2, any level 1 ADR can be upgraded to level 2 by listing itself with a stock exchange and then also following their GAAP standards, generally accepted accounting principle. Now level 2 is slightly complicated than level 1. It must file a registration with the Securities Exchange Commission. Like we have SEBI in India, we have SEC in US with an SEC, and also that it has to follow GAAP standards. Whatever accounting reporting you are doing in your Indian accounting standard or any other country's accounting standard, that has to be converted to GAAP and done. Right? They have their own principles. So those principles will have to be applied to your accounting. And then advantage is what is that it is listed to a stock exchange. Earlier level 1 was over the counter. Over the counter in the sense you may not list it with the exchange, sell it through a broker, or even over the counter exchange of, we have an over the counter exchange of India where smaller companies list. So we can do it that way also, like if we have something like that in the US. So when we upgrade it from level 1 to level 2, stocks will have to be listed with a stock exchange. It has to be for following an accounting standard, like New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, American Stock Exchange. Any of these exchanges you will have to list. Whenever you raise capital from the public, whether it is local issue or whether it is foreign issue, it has to be listed with any of the recognized stock exchanges. And when it is listed in the stock exchange, it must follow all the listing requirements, which means there has to be certain discipline the company has to follow if it is listed with a stock exchange. Else, if you fail to do so, if you are indisciplined in any of the ways, or if you are found to be indisciplined, you will be delisted and your ADR will get downgraded to a level below you. I hope you are following this. Disclosures, right? As I said, you don't need to follow the GAAP, you don't need to convert it. Again, what happens is minimal reporting to the Securities Exchange Commission, which is a regulator in the US. Like we have SEBI in India, we have SEC in the US. This is also not required. And company doesn't need to always publish its quarterly, annual reports, etc. If it wants, it will do. If it doesn't want, it can leave it off, right? That is what is the listing of level 1 ADR. And again, what will happen is level 1 ADR issue करने वाले level 2 के लिए upgrade कर सकते हैं जब भी when they list it with some stock exchange there. But again, what is the disadvantage in level 1 depository receipt is subscription ज़्यादा नहीं आएगा, उसका इतना popularity नहीं होगा because people may not have so much faith that they have in level 2 or level 3 ADRs. This is the disadvantage with level 1. Now, when it comes to level 2, if any company wants to directly list under level 2, or if a company wants to upgrade its ADR issue to level 2, it can always get it listed with a stock exchange, namely New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, and American Stock Exchange. Any of these or all three of these if it wants to. And then it has to register with the Securities Exchange Commission. Also, that it has to follow GAAP standards. मतलब accounting जो है GAAP के हिसाब से करना पड़ेगा. Generally accepted accounting principles, US GAAP के standard के हिसाब से करना पड़ेगा. And also that when it is listed, all the agreements or all the discipline after listing the company has to follow. All the disclosures will have to be made. In case of any discrepancy or in case of a failure to abide by any of the rules and regulation, or if it is found to be indisciplined in any particular aspect, the company's ADR will get degraded to level 1. What is level 2 ADR? लेवल 1 ADR क्या था? आपको SEC के साथ, सिक्योरिटीज एक्सचेंज कमीशन के साथ फॉर्मल ये नहीं चाहिए था, आई मीन परमिशन, वेयरन आपको डिपॉजिटरी डायरेक्टली आप अपॉइंट करते थे. इशूइंग कंपनी ज़्यादा उसको रोल नहीं था. इवन आई मीन इट हैड टू जस्ट go to the foreign land with a bulk amount of shares, surrender it to the depository, convert it to depository receipts and रेस कैपिटल देयर. पर इसका फायदा जब ब्रोकर्स उठाने लगे, बल्क में शेयर खरीद के उधर बेचने लगे, दिस वाज प्रोहिबिटेड. आपको लिस्टिंग की भी जरूरत नहीं थी, कोई भी सिक्योरिटीज एक्सचेंज के साथ जरूरत नहीं थी. बस फर्क इतना आएगा बिटवीन लेवल 1 एंड लेवल 2 इज दैट लेवल 2 में आप एक स्टॉक एक्सचेंज के साथ लिस्ट करना पड़ेगा आपको स्टॉक को. सेकेंडली, द डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट हैज टू बी लिस्टेड विद एनी ऑफ द exchanges, recognized exchanges, and it also has to have a formal agreement with the Securities Exchange. So I'll just underline these. These are the differences. Again, when it comes to accounting, it has to report all the accounting to the accounting by way of GAAP. It has to follow GAAP standards. These are the differences between level 1 and level 2. वहाँ पे इसकी जरूरत नहीं थी. You don't have to follow GAAP standards. You don't need to give any disclosure. If you want, you can give. Annual reports भी submit नहीं करना था कंपनी का. But if the company wants, it can give. Otherwise, it's an option for the company. It must file a registration statement with the SEC. This was not required in level 1. And then once it is in level 2, it has to get listed with a stock exchange. Right? And it has to follow certain disciplines which was not required at level 1. No accounting principle need to be followed. Accounting principle मतलब क्या है? मतलब see, whatever you are reporting, an Indian company raising capital via depository receipt, if it is in level 1, आप अपने accounting अपने हिसाब से कर सकते हो. जो इंडिया में फॉलो करते हैं वही करते हो. पर यहाँ पे कैसे रहता है? They will have a different set of accounting standards in US. Like for example, if you have revenue recognition concept in India, you recognize the revenue only when you receive it. But there may be different rules in different countries. US may, the moment it is due, also you recognize it, right? Supposing it is like that. So that can be reported as revenue even if it is not realized. India में कैसे आता है? Only when the income has been received. Like for example, you have sold goods to supplier. Until he pays you, you don't recognize it as an income. You only say it is due. You only show it as it is due. It is not received yet, right? Same way here in US, in case the income is due also, it is an income to you. So you record it. Supposing it is like that, then you will record it as per their standards. Are you following? Conversion of the way you report your accounting. I just gave you an example of it. Are you following now? This is what is GAAP way of conversion of your accounting. Yes, in level 1, you don't need to convert everything to GAAP. Whatever you are preparing in India, the same thing you can retain. You don't even need to show it to them. I'm ending the meeting here and I'm continuing it in the next meeting. We are almost. Shivani, I will answer your question in the next meeting. We are done. Actually, the meeting time is out.